Right. Yeah, another episode of... Actually, I'm probably going to change the name, so, this is what it is. I mean, I looked up way to work, like, just on YouTube, and there's a lot of people who just say, like, I'm on my way to work and take videos, so that doesn't work nearly as well as I would like it to. Anyways, didn't go to the diner this morning, which is very, very sad to me, because they have delicious food for ridiculous cheap. Yeah, so I just had basically lunch for breakfast, and actually that's terrible. Anyways, I have made a little bit of a decision that I'm going to do this whenever the hell I feel like it, but also that I'm going to start reviewing random games that I've played. I guess starting from the newest one I've played, which is Fallout New Vegas. I feel confident enough to review it, because the game itself, it's a good game. I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, you've played some of it, you kind of get the feel of the whole thing. Anyways, yeah, so Fallout New Vegas is a pretty damn good game. Honestly, it's still Fallout. I mean, they have all of the original Fallout 3, shouldn't say original Fallout 3, but yeah, it is basically Fallout 3 with an expansion pack tacked on, because they added a new skill, survival, and they seem to be, yeah, one second, okay, and they seem to, you know, have got the idea that, hey, maybe we should make this more apocalyptic and more ridiculous, if you so desire. So, what they have added, and these are the major features, one is hardcore mode, which I was very excited about when I heard about this. So in hardcore mode, you actually have hunger, thirst, and sleep meters. So every once in a while, you actually have to eat, which under normal circumstances, food is pretty worthless. But, you know, later on, you can get the survival skill, which is also a new thing, and helps you eat more and get more health from it. So, food is a little bit better these days. Anyways, water, yes. Water heals you still, but it also has to do with the thirst meter, and you get thirsty fast. So you pretty much have to be carrying water on you at all times. And, of course, the sleep meter, but, you know, doesn't really matter now, does it? Because you already like to save and sleep and all that, just to get time going by. Anyways, so, the rest of what's going on with that game. Yes, they've added a giant amount of new weapons, and essentially a new cowboy theme, because they're trying to make it seem like, oh, we're out west. They do have vests, like cowboy vests, but they also have cowboy repeaters and revolvers, and basically they added a lot more guns. In addition to the normal guns, which are, well, small guns and large guns got compressed into guns, which I think was a good decision, except, well, especially because specializing in heavy guns at the start of the game is kind of useless because you don't get any heavy guns. But they are much more liberal with how many laser pistols and such they give you. So it is a viable option again. There are the infamous Gauss rifles that you saw in Operation Anchorage, and you know what? Basically, I'll just start to review how I felt about the game as if you didn't play Fallout. Fallout New Vegas is a shooter and an RPG, and while that doesn't tend to work well in some respects, this flows perfectly because the RPG only makes you better at shooting, and I suppose avoiding shooting. Because of your lovely little skills with, say, sneak, or guns, or explosives, or even speech, you can get basically whatever you want. Or be a nice person, because they have a karma meter in there, and as long as you get away with things, your karma meter will go down from stealing and murdering, but as long as the faction that you're doing it doesn't see you, pretty much it won't matter. Which is always nice, because playing an evil character and being friendly with everyone is always one of those lovely nice things. So, karma meter essentially has no effect on gameplay, which I thought was a very good decision. So anyways, it is an apocalyptic wasteland, and you start out fast, which is very helpful for making new characters, and they've essentially made unarmed and melee weapons incredibly better than they were in the other game. Because of that, you can actually get up close and start smacking at people. The one thing that I found was a little bit off, honestly, was the whole damage threshold thing that they've added. Which means, basically, you will have incredible armor against attacks lower than a certain point in damage per bullet. Which means that miniguns, which are generally not terribly damaging per bullet, but which fire about 10,000 of them, won't be damaging the enemy too terribly much. Which is going to be very disappointing when you start fighting things with a lot of armor, like everything later in the game. So, if you're not using a sniper rifle or a cowboy rifle, you're going to be kind of screwed. Which is why I think the best choice would maybe be energy weapons. Energy weapons do a lot of damage when you use, say, plasma or something. And they do tend to give you ammo and the weaponry pretty liberally, so that's just kind of how it works, I suppose. Anyways, there's this little feeling that you don't really have to meet all the factions in the game, and they kind of encourage you to, as long as you go down a couple game-ending pathways. Because there's, I think, 4 endings. I haven't confirmed this, but I'm pretty sure there's 4 endings. I've gotten one of them, and that is fun. The ending I chose, well, okay, let me preface this with, I always play good characters the first time around. Always. And this game, I played an evil character first. Just because it's so easy to get sucked in, and oh my god. Well, I was an evil character, but everyone liked me for a while. Even the New California Republic, which are set up to be the good guys, but they're bureaucratic a-holes sometimes, and a little bit too possessive of what they have. And, well, Caesar's Legion on the other side, which is the most hilarious evil side I've ever seen. Because Caesar's Legion are Caesar and his army. They are a Roman army, which is ludicrous. Anyways, let me see how long I've been going, because I may have to wrap up very soon. I have 2 minutes. Alright. So, the bottom line of Fallout New Vegas, go buy it. I highly recommend it. I've had a tremendous amount of fun, and it has incredible replay value because you will never get to everything on your first go. If you just blaze through the storyline, you will probably... It'll be far too easy for you. I mean, honestly, there are ways that you can just keep going. Like, you can skip some of the things. Everything is either you can kill the guy who's giving you the quest, or you can kill the person who you're supposed to get information from. So there's always ways around everything. You'll never deadlock yourself into an ending until you actually choose to commit to it, but you know. Basically what I'm trying to say is go buy the game. It's really fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it. So, this is Fallout, and this is whatever show I decide to name this now. It may still be Way to Work, but who gives a crap? Bye!